hit 'em with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
Hello, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to both the channels if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. If you're mad and you don't like the commentary, well, you can always leave. Okay, you can always leave and unsubscribe because y'all know the queen doesn't care. All right, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur. Also on Twitter at DGoddess27 and TikTok at Dr. A Shakur. Okay, so let's see who we have in this nefarious chat. All right, Reggie, I see you. We got Ahmadiyyah Shakur's fan page, Danielle, Mr. Hotel. Mr. Hotel said, stay mad. All right. Kenyatta, Monica, that crazy beach Aries. Okay, K Bash, Dragon Lily. All right, Latasha, I see you, beloved. Jeff from ATL, Cherokee Descended King. Okay, so let's get ready to get black into it. Jag the Diva is in the house. Laverne, I see you. All right, so shout out to everyone in the chat. The Conscious Room, Lillian X, Dr. Kate Sampson, Brand Slayer TV, Danny. All right. So shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. I hope you all woke up on the right side of the bed. Okay, so hey G from the land. Okay, so this is a Black History Month edition. You know, I have been accused of being a pan-africanist as of late. Well, I guess I am a pan-africanist. I guess I am, because I absolutely do believe in the liberation of Black people in America and globally. Okay, globally. And so we know that wanton supremacy is a problem everywhere across the globe for melanated people. We know that, or shall I say heavily melanated people. We know that, right? Brad Slayer says, yes, I woke up on the right side of the bed, Queen. Okay, beloved. And so with that all being said, I think it's very important that we acknowledge and recognize that many of our leaders, pro-Black leaders, revolutionaries, real revolutionaries, were in fact pan-Africanist, okay? They believed in the liberation also of globally of Black people. Because, you know, we know that through our unity, not just in America, but globally, through our unity, that's the only way to overcome this system of wanton supremacy that exists on a global scale, not just here in the United States. Okay, that's what we have to keep in mind. Hey, Justice Guru. So, with that all being said, let me just pull up some footage. All right, let me just pull up some footage because here's the thing. You know, I have many of the ancestors that I look up to and I follow their teachings. And there are some elders that we currently have that I also follow their teachings. And they are for the liberation and the unity of Black people globally. And so that's a large part of the reason I feel that way, but also because I know that that's the main thing that America does not want. And I've told you numerous of times that J. Edgar Hoover said that the biggest threat to the United States was Negro unity. And when he says Negro unity, he's not just talking about Black people in the United States. He was, in fact, talking about Black people globally. This is something they've always fought against, the powers that shouldn't be. They've always fought against this. This is a narrative that they've always pushed. Okay. And some people may say that people speaking out against certain people's movements, so-called movements, their teachings and their philosophy, they may say that these people are agents of chaos. But I say to you, those who say the same things that our leaders, former leaders, and revolutionaries, real revolutionaries said, how could they be agents? You see, agents never say the same things as real revolutionaries and real leaders and real freedom fighters. Agents speak directly against that because that's what the government tells them to do. Okay, throughout the history of those who have infiltrated, those who have worked against our own people with the wanton supremacists, those who were in power, the governments, those people have always looked like us, but spoke against us. They've conspired. They were confederate against us. They did not say the same things as Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. They did not say the same things as Dr. John Henrik Clarke. They did not believe in the same things as Malcolm X. They did not have a revolutionary spirit nor heart like Fred Hampton or Dr. Huey P. Newton. Okay, that's all I'm saying. None of them were like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, okay, who's a modern day legend and revolutionary. And by the definition of some people, he wouldn't be considered a foundational Black American. All right? Yeah, according to the definition of some people, specifically the person who created that acronym. So with that out being said, without further ado, let's get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to start this off with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Nelson Mandela. I love that.
We are building a non-racial society in this country because we believe that is the best solution for this country and for the entire world. Women in this country have played an important role in the struggle for liberation. And they have played a vital role in the defeat of racialism in this country and racial oppression.
Mayor, the city of Gary, Indiana, and President. All of the principles that President Mandela has outlined, we agree with totally. Islam is a religion which, if practiced, disallows racialism, racism, injustice, tyranny, and oppression. In America, we love him. He's worth more than a handshake. He deserves the embrace of the world. Disappoint you and ended up disappointing everybody. If the whites of the nation recognize, particularly the powerful ones, those who make policy and made policy that caused blacks to suffer, if they recognize I've been wrong.
All right. So as you can see, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan believed in Nelson Mandela's ideas and ideology. He also said that they would not stand for racialism and racism. Racialism. So when you are a person that's heavily drenched in melanin, whether you're from, America, Haiti, Africa, Jamaica, wherever, if you are against those people who look like you because they're not from the same place that you're from, that is a form of racialism. Okay. You're going against people who look like you when you don't have the same energy for the wanton supremacists, who are the ones who, in fact, oppress all of us globally. And I find that to be very obtuse, for one. And this is the reason. Okay, this is the reason why most of our revolutionaries and leaders, past and present, believe in the unification of Black people globally. They don't speak about divisive rhetoric. They don't call people tethers because they don't come from here. Because, in fact, some of these revolutionaries and leaders don't come from here. Okay, their ancestry is elsewhere. So with that all being said, you cannot make it make sense to sit there and say whether you're an African who doesn't care for African Americans or whether you're an African American who doesn't care for Africans. You are a fool if you fight against the very people who look like you simply because they come from a different region of the world. It makes no sense when all of us are fighting the same battle. Okay, and that's just what it is. Now, let me move on. With that all being said, I'm going to show some footage of Muhammad Ali in Africa. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Before I show that, I'm going to show another clip of Muhammad Ali. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
We clean their own neighborhoods. And another thing, when you say integration, it comes under intermarriage too, right? All
right,
been together.
Right, sure.
And I'm sure no intelligent white person watching this show, or no intelligent white man in his or her right white mind want black boys and black girls marrying their white sons and daughters, and in return introducing their grandchildren as half-brown, kinky-haired black people.
I wouldn't object to that.
Well, you wouldn't, but a lot of them would.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people. No, this is the point.
What I'm trying to say is this. You don't have it. You say you don't, but you don't have it. You really ain't gonna have it. You're on the show, and you got to say that.
That's not true.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I don't think I'm any different from you see.
Yeah, we much different.
I think society's made us different.
You know we're different. If we all together.
But society's made us different.
No, not society. God made us different.
No, we're just human beings. He made all of us.
We all listen. Bluebirds fly with bluebirds. Red birds want to be with red birds. Listen. Tell me when I'm wrong. Pigeons want to be with pigeons.
But
Tell me when I'm wrong. We should have. They don't have intelligence, but yet they stay together. We should have more intelligence than them, right? Buzzards are with buzzards. Right? Buzzards are with buzzards. Bluebirds are with bluebirds. They all are birds, but they got different cultures. The eagles like to hang out in the mountains. The buzzard like to fly around the desert.
Well,
the bluebird like to fly around the trees and the grass.
There'd be certain problems a buzzard mating with a sparrow, wouldn't there?
What?
There'd be certain.
Right. And we have the problems too.
No,
I don't see no black and white couples in England or America walking around proud, holding their children.
That's because society
and going out.
That's society's fault. We've got to educate people around it.
Well, life is too short for me to be raised catching hell for something like that. I'd rather go and be my own. I have a beautiful daughter, beautiful wife. They look like me. We're all happy, and I don't have no trouble. I ain't got no trouble. I ain't that much in love with no woman to go through all that hell. Ain't no one woman that good.
Okay. So I'm reading the comments, and Jamal says we are not those people anymore. Jamal, beloved, speak for yourself. Okay, speak for yourself. Just because you don't want the unification of Black people or melanated people globally, you can speak for yourself. You can say you aren't those people. What you can't say is what anyone else is, okay? And I find it interesting that you say that, because the whole point of this video is to let everyone know that not only were the real revolutionaries of the past pan-Africanists, many of them that are present also want the liberation and the unification, as I said previously, of Black people, melanated people globally. Okay, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan doesn't speak against that. He doesn't speak against pan-Africanism. Okay, and some of the people that you all love today, they're not foundational Black Americans. Some of the people that you all idolize. Okay, Rihanna is from Barbados. Many of you love Rihanna. Nipsey Hussle. Okay, Nipsey Hussle is not a foundational Black American. All right. And so with that all being said, a lot of people that are talking against, you know, Africans, Haitians, Jamaicans, and Black immigrants in general, they're contradictors and they're hypocrites, because they absolutely are always speaking on people that they adore, who they were cool with or whatever, who are not from this country. Okay, whose ancestry is not from this country. Okay, so they can't make that make sense, beloved. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to show Ali over in Africa. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Flies are faster here than they are in the States. Ain't that something? They eat too much in America, they lazy. They get too much to eat. These flies, they don't get enough.
I'm fast forwarding.
See you later, brother.
This is our homeland. This is our civilization. For we was made Christians and named Negroes. That Africa's greatest civilization. Original man is from Africa. All civilization started in Africa. Now I'm thinking like this. I'm talking like this. These people here, so now they want me to fight here. This fight is for the freedom, justice, equality of the Black man in America, so that I may take my title and my fame and go out and uplift little Black people in the ghettos. Yes, Black sir. People is catching hell. Black people who entertainers won't speak for. That's all right. Those entertainers coming here, don't none of them really get on no television and give up every quarter to say something that's against white people, right. The government. All those entertainers, not getting on them, but I'm saying I have to lead the way. I have to be. Now, God has made me bigger than all entertainers in America. God has made me bigger than all entertainers in the world. God has made me bigger than all athletes in the world. Now it's my job to whoop this man, get my title, so I can use it to help uplift the Black man in America. That's why I go in the ring, with this intention. Really just don't want your slave to be free. Face it, you hate to admit it and you don't mean it that way, but your people don't want the slave to be free. That's the whole thing. Really, it's, why not let me go? Why not let me go, white man? They don't want to let that Negro go. That Negro leave, that's his protection. Tornadoes, droughts, hurricanes, all kind of trouble. Man, America been under so much trouble, we wasn't over there been pitiful. The wise whites know it. Your white brother knows if we wasn't America, it'd have been in trouble long ago. You had some problems. We're not all brothers. No, you say we're brothers. We're not brothers. We white and black are not brothers. No, we're not brothers. Brother don't lynch a brother, cut his private off and put it in his mouth, tie horses and pull him apart, and burn him up and kill pregnant women before the babies are born, enslave him 400 years, rob his name, his language, and today still doing it. Still police stop on the highway and look for black people because they're new cars in modern times and pull them over. And I see them in modern cities and everywhere doing something to provoke him, make him say something or shoot him. If he don't say nothing, he get mad because he can't get him for nothing. Beat him up. All kind of injustice. Only reason cameras on me, only reason I'm in the shape I'm in, because I'm the world's greatest fighter. Otherwise, I'd be another Negro.
Okay, so there you see how the Africans welcomed Muhammad Ali. All right, you all see that. He's describing today's climate. Yes, absolutely. He is describing today's climate. And that just goes to show that nothing has changed, beloved. Nothing has really changed. They want to make us think that it has, but in fact, it has not. We are still suffering the same social injustices on a daily. That's what it is. Now, here is Dick Gregory. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Malcolm was killed because of another brother named DePinto. A lot of people thought he was African, but he was East Indian. He was born in Nairobi. He's the one that changed Malcolm's head from black nationalist to pan-africanism and made that connection from here to there. And the government said, we can't let this happen. He's the one that persuaded Malcolm when he went to African stage 7 weeks and met with all the real leaders. And then he's the one that discussed with Malcolm of bringing racism to the doorsteps of the UN. And as Malcolm was being shot dead in New York City, DePinto was being gunned down in Nairobi. All right. Same time. All right? Same time. So don't tell me about no black Muslims. The same time. Same time. Malcolm was being gunned down. Now, let me finish this by saying this. And you folks out there on radio, when we cut off, that's why you should be here. Yeah, y'all come on down. Yeah. We'll be here. We're not, you know, if you get here late, we'll be here next week. Just wait on us. You ain't got nothing to do. Nothing to do. Now, let me show you how this white racist system treats black folks. The black folks that they got to kill Malcolm, Malcolm was standing on a stage like I am. They threw a smoke bomb in the back. When everybody got to watch the commotion, the brothers ran up with double-barrel shotguns and shot him. But under the Freedom of Information Act, we were able to get the autopsy of Malcolm, and all the bullets in Malcolm is going down. Now, I can't stand on this stage and y'all down there pointing up, which means the government has such a low view of those black folks that would do it. They didn't even give them real bullets. They gave them blanks. Malcolm was shot from the ceiling top. And also under the Freedom of Information, the CIA have been forced to admit that they rented the Audubon Ballroom a week before. And that's when they went in there and tore them walls out and put them guns in the wall and shot him from a downward projection. That's what this game is about. But Malcolm lived a good life. The movie did not portray that. Of course not. The movie was an insult. I mean, here my man get killed, ain't got no insurance, no money. Betty pregnant with twins, got 4 kids, and then have 2 more, and then go ahead and raise them and go on and get her a doctor's degree. And in that old heathen movie, they ain't got room in that to tell me about what Betty did. but can show Malcolm snorting coke and having sex with a white woman in a car. This is a black person that did that. And then show Malcolm putting his head in a toilet. Now that's in the book, page 122. Malcolm has never put his head in a toilet. So if that shows up in the book, the conspiracy goes all the way back to Alex, who didn't write Malcolm, nor did he write Roots. A white boy, the senior editor of Playboy magazine, Murray Fisher, wrote both them books. And as we stand here now, them two books makes about $7 to $8 million royalty right now every year. Then how come when Alex died, they had to auction off his stuff to pay off his bills? How come they didn't attach his royalties? Because he don't get no royalties. That's the game. All right? The whole book's a lie.
So you all heard that. Dick Gregory said that Malcolm became a pan-Africanist because of Pio Gamma Pinto. And also pay attention. You see, when you speak against black immigrants, many of those black immigrants have always fought for liberation, and they fought with our people, not against our people. There are some black immigrants who don't care for African Americans. There are some African Americans who don't care for black immigrants. But there's also some black Americans, African Americans, who don't care for their own people. They don't even care for other African Americans. You see them every day. The gangs, okay, the gang members who go around here shooting people for wearing the opposite color of them. They don't care about their own people, and they're not immigrants. They're from here. But no one wants to address that. Instead, we want to disparage one another based on where we dwell in this region. I do believe that the Most High's people were said to be scattered upon the four corners of the earth. So with that being said, we're not all supposed to be from the same place, but we're all supposed to be for the same cause. All right. With that all being said, let me continue. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. This is Dr. John Henrik Clarke.
And I must forgive. And they still control 87% of the land. Now, the agreement that he's contemplating making with Buthelezi, the most important thing, it will give different people in South Africa back their traditional land, if he can get away with this kind of treaty. But with sentiment serving such an important part in Africa, I think Africa will sentimentalize it to the point where they're going to say, let them keep the land on these terms. And if you get it, if they can get it in one term, then they'll take it on another term. It's just if you catch somebody on your land, they have to leave or stay only on your terms. And what's being asked of us and the commission in South Africa, partly headed by Bishop Tutu, is to forgive and forget. And people now can come before us and confess, find machine guns at Africans at Soweto. And that other atrocity. Women, children, dead, gone. And I can't, and I must forgive. It's a little too much. I am at heart a pan-Africanist, and I want to conclude my remarks on the score of pan-Africanism, we need not separate ourselves based on who's from little speck of dust in the Caribbean Sea, who's from Africa, who's from Georgia. Late at night, when you're trying to get a cab at Kennedy, nobody cares where you are from. If your face is black,
That's right.
you're going to have a difficult time getting that cab. And I've been in this situation, and I thought of Johnny Johnson, a black multimillionaire. His chances would be no better than mine, maybe less. He's taller, equally black, and the cab driver might be a little afraid of him. The cab driver might take a chance with me. So I hang there. I'm passed up about 7 or 8 cabs and pass me by. Then a brother comes along. He knows that from Kennedy into town is about $25, really. Brother, I'll take you, $50. So the brother comes and takes advantage of the situation, cheats you, takes you home. So he's become a crook among crooks, but a different crook. He knows when he looks at you, ain't too much you can do to him, you know. Size things up, you know. So he'll take you. And you don't always get a brother to come by and take you. Man, you wait and let some independent car hustling up a little money.
Okay, so with that all being said, as you can clearly hear, Dr. John Henrik Clarke was also a pan-Africanist. He said he was a pan-Africanist to his very heart. Okay, and so I just want you all to pay attention, because here's the thing. When people say that they follow the teachings of certain people, when they say that certain people were their mentors, or they, look up to certain people, but they speak directly against what those very people taught, they are liars and they are fakes and frauds. And that's just what that is. Okay. Now let's talk about Dr. King's Pan-Africanism. There was a book, or there is a book titled Beloved Pan-Africanism, Martin Luther King's Stride Toward Africa, International Human Rights, and the Black International Tradition. So Martin Luther King Jr.'s significance is that he was a promising Pan-Africanist. Okay, that is, he was an advocate and supporter of the African liberation, self-determination, and independence as the internalization of human rights norms, doctrine, and jurisprudence that informed them, and had been entirely ignored in the scholarship on King. Not a single book, length, or manuscript exists on King's thoughts on and the relationship to the African continent and its people as a whole. His ideas of ministry, advocacy, activities, initiatives, and influence on Africa, as well as African leaders and U.S. foreign policy towards Africa, were literally unknown for a while, formed a critical part of King's global ministry and the Black international tradition known as the BIT. So they say, was King a Pan-Africanist? Now, he was for the liberation of African people. They say King's range of contributions, ideological, political, material, spiritual, and otherwise, to the anti-colonial, anti-racist, and anti-apartheid struggles in Africa and the Black diaspora. He was absolutely involved in fighting for their liberation. Now I'm going to show a clip of Dr. King speaking about South Africa. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Our responsibility presents us with a unique opportunity. We can join in the one form of nonviolent action that could bring freedom and justice to South Africa, the action which African leaders have appealed for in a massive movement for economic sanctions in a world living under the appalling shadow of nuclear weapons. Do we not recognize the need to perfect the use of economic pressures? Why is trade regarded by all nations and all ideologies as sacred? Why does our government and your government in Britain refuse to intervene effectively now, as if only when there is a bloodbath in South Africa or the Korea or the Vietnam will they recognize a crisis? If the United Kingdom and the United States decided tomorrow morning not to buy South African goods, not to buy South African gold, to put an embargo on oil, if our investors and capitalists would withdraw their support for the racial tyranny that we find there, then apartheid would be brought to an end.
Okay, so you all heard that. So I think I'm proving my point very well. Okay, and also pay attention that Dr. John Henrik Clarke said that we should not allow ourselves to be divided because of a simple speck of dust or because we're from different places. Okay, that's what he said. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but you just heard what he said. We should not allow ourselves to be divided. And here's the thing. I want you to pay attention because agents of chaos, government informants, people who work with the FBI, the CIA against Black social justice movements, against reparations, against Black people in general, those people will always spew the exact same talking points of wanton supremacy. That's what they will always do. If wanton supremacy wants us to be divided from Black people globally, if they want us to be separated from Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Trinidadians, people from Barbados, and so on and so forth, why would any of us spew the same foolish rhetoric? You don't see white people being divisive and telling other white people not to go along with Polish people, Italian people, German people. They don't do that. People from England, you don't hear them doing that. But they want us to be divided amongst ourselves. And only agents of chaos are the ones who come out and spew this foolish rhetoric, which is exactly what the wanton supremacists spew. You see, anyone that is a real revolutionary always speaks directly against and contrary to white supremacist views and ideology. Pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to play Stokely Carmichael, a.k.a. Kwame Ture. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Pan-Africanism must come from the bottom up, from the masses of the people up. It is here then that we've come to see the real aspect of Pan-Africanism. We said that in the 5th Pan-African Congress they called for mass organizations, and immediately mass organizations sprang up throughout the length and breadth of the African world. The Conventional People's Party, a mass party, sprang up in Ghana. The Democratic Party of Guinea, a mass party, sprang up in Guinea. Throughout the length and breadth of Africa you had TANU, the Tanzanian African National Union, which is now the CCM. My Swahili is not as good as yours. It's Chimpa, Chimpuraza, Mazuri.
That's very good.
Oh, my Swahili is bad. Thank you. Chapa Chapman Puduzi. Exactly. And that's their new party. But all over Africa, mass parties sprung up. If you look at the Caribbean, mass parties sprung up. And if you look at the United States, mass movements sprang up. So the call was heeded for mass confrontation. Of course, the 5th Pan-African Congress made 2 definite and precise resolutions which I want to highlight. Of course, Pan-Africanism from the very beginning was anti-colonial. From the very beginning it was anti-colonial. It was weak. So when they came, they didn't say to the Queen, we're going to put you out the country. They said, you must treat the natives right. You must educate them. You must prepare them for self-government. These are things that are weak, but they were anti-colonial in essence. We must not look at the form. And we got stronger, the more this anti-colonialism will express itself. Now, anti-colonialism is nothing but anti-capitalism, because colonialism is nothing but an offshoot, an aspect of capitalism. Therefore, if you're anti-colonial, you must be anti-capitalist, if you're logical in your thinking, of course, and your actions. Some people are not, but we are speaking of logical people here. Yes. If you're anti-capitalist, then you must be socialist. Capitalism cannot unite Africa. Africa has to be united by socialism. Now, there's a lot of confusion here on this question of capitalism and socialism. Just recently, a young man said to me, but socialism died. I said, it did. He said, you didn't hear about it? I said, I missed the funeral. Of course, he spoke about the betrayals that occurred in the East. You must not let capitalism confuse your thinking. This is a struggle which pan-Africanism takes on. We struggle against imperialism in the ideological arena because many people think that capitalism just wants to exploit your labor. It wants to confuse your thinking and make you think just like them. And this is where the real fight occurs. So therefore, this struggle of confusing the thinking, I told the man, I said, you're talking nonsense. Socialism cannot disappear. It cannot die. He said, yes, it can. I said, no. He said, how do you say that? I said, well, you are judging socialism by socialists. You don't do that. He said, I've never heard such nonsense. If you don't judge socialism by socialists, what do you judge it by? I say, you judge it by its principles. Every system is judged by its principles, never its adherence. So he still saw confusion. He said, you're just talking double talk. I said, okay, do you judge Christianity by Christians? So we must not be confused here. Socialism doesn't fall because of betrayal. No system does. The person who betrays themselves goes to the mud, but the system, with its eternal principles, keep marching on. If a system fell because of betrayal, Christianity would have been finished with Judas. At least Judas had the dignity to hang himself. Some of these who betray socialism don't have that dignity. Gorbachev still runs around speaking and picking up 30 pieces of silver everywhere. So socialism is an economic system, and there can only be two in the world, capitalism or socialism, because every economic system must answer one fundamental question. Who will own and control the wealth of the country? Who will own and control the means of production? The question can only be answered two ways. Either a few will own or everyone will own. It's as simple as that. And under capitalism, we say, please summarize that we might have. No, I'm going. I thought I had 20 minutes. It's my time. I thought I had 20 minutes. I was going by the clock. How much time do I have left? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm off. That's what I thought I did. I was watching it. No, I'm watching my clock. I'm irresponsible. I'm revolutionary. I go by time. I got my clock right here. Matter of fact, I can say it in 2 words, Black Power. And today we've gone to 1, pan-Africanism.
All right, so I think we all get the picture here. Okay, Eileen says we must come together. Absolutely. It's imperative. Okay, it is paramount. Okay, so now some activists move from one organization to the other or belong to several at the same time. Stokely Carmichael, aka Kwame Ture, was a member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee before joining the Black Panthers. He then led the All African People's Revolutionary Party, a pan-Africanist socialist party that advocated the revolutionary unity of Africa. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen so you all can see some of these pictures. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. That's Stokely Carmichael, as you can see, in Africa. Here he is with leaders Rizza Islam and a couple of other gentlemen, Africans. Okay, so as you can see, as I said before, real revolutionaries know and understand that the unification of melanated people globally is paramount. That's what they know. Now I'm going to share this video. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Here we go. This is absolutely, this video I'm about to show is the reason we absolutely should not be divided amongst ourselves. We will always have some of us who don't get along with the rest of us. We'll always have that. We'll always have some Black immigrants who don't care for African Americans. We'll always have some African Americans who don't care for Black immigrants. At the end of the day, that doesn't mean that the rest of us should change our minds, that the rest of us should not reach out to those who want and who are willing to unify with us. This is the reason, like I said, that we absolutely should try to unite rather than being divisive.
The Black Panthers are recruiting criminals and hoodlums and encouraging them to engage in a broad range of terrorist activities. They are the greatest threat to the internal security of this country. We want to make it clear to Black youth that if they want to be revolutionaries, they will be dead revolutionaries.
Now, you all heard what that devil said. They want to make it clear to young Black youth that if you want to be a revolutionary, you will be a dead revolutionary. Okay? That's why you see so many fake people amongst us pretending to be pro-Black just to grab a bag. They're not real revolutionaries because they're afraid to die. That's why they won't stand out and say that they're a leader, because they're afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die, especially not for fighting for my people. Okay, I don't fear death. To me, it's an illusion. But you see, every real revolutionary knows that the cost of freedom very well could be death. And that's just a chance that you take and a choice that you make. All right? Now, with that all being said, I'm going to give you a very specific reason why we need to unify. And this is the answer to the question that I asked. Why were most of our real leaders and real revolutionaries, why did they believe in pan-Africanism? Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
And out of Africa, and we then it has a tendency to make us want to unite together and work together. And your Western imperialists and colonialists consider this to be a grave threat, more threat than communism or Marxism or socialism or anything else. The Africanism is what they consider to be the real threat. The Organization of Afro-American Unity sees the only hope for the Black man in America in a strong Africa, and the necessity of the Afro-American becoming inseparably linked with the overall program that's existing on the African continent. The two problems must be solved together, and the two forces must go forward together. And so the Organization of Afro-American Unity has a program to link the Afro-Americans with the Africans and the Africans with the Afro-Americans.
Okay, so you all heard that. Malcolm was involved in a program to link the Afro-Americans, which are now called African Americans, i.e. Black people in America, with the Africans. Okay? Because he said that was the only way for us to unify and to overcome oppression. That's what he was basically saying. Okay? He also said that the biggest threat to those that are in power is the unification of all African people, okay, globally. That's what he basically said, no matter where you're from. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to play a clip. Hold on. I'm going to play a clip of Brother Rizza Islam. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
My diaspora brethren, listen closely, blacks all around the world. But I can't help to facilitate the fact that this is a message that most Nashidians and their FBA counterparts should clearly listen to if you are a part of Tariq's code. Listen wisely, listen clearly, and without further ado, here goes Rizza with the gems.
Yes, sir. You know we love you.
Oh, y'all can do better than that. Come on now. Greet you first. The greeting was a piece about Assalamu alaikum. Black power. Oh, you didn't expect me to say that, did you? Black power. Black power.
Black power.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? We will see. Let me say this first of all. To our beloved brother and sister, Ernestine Morrison and Jay Morrison, please stand to your feet and give them another round of applause if you don't mind. Because this is not an easy thing to do. In the Holy Quran it says, when an unrighteous person brings you news, look carefully into it, lest you harm a person in ignorance and be sorry for what you did. When you have all the smoke for your own people and none for your open enemy, not only are you a damn coward, you are a traitor. I'm saying this to you because when the FBI came for your brother, when the White House under this administration with Mr. Sleepy Joe Biden mentioned your brother Rizza Islam's name on a list of 12, and they also have another list with the ADL, the same list that Brother Malcolm X is on. The same list that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is on. The same list that Asata Shakur, Kathleen Cleaver, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is on. When that came out, many people left from your brother. But not these two. Not these two.
Now, there you all heard Brother Rizza Islam say that if you have more smoke for your own people than you do the oppressor, then you're a coward. And that's absolutely true. If you want to go in consistently and all you want to push is the divisive rhetoric of African Americans being against other black people globally, and you don't have that same energy and smoke, and you don't spend a majority of your time going in on the system of wanted supremacy, if you instead want to mock and disparage people who look like you by making cartoons and videos, then you're a coward. If you're not doing the same thing to the other people, okay, the wanted supremacists who ridicule you, if you're not doing the same thing to them, and if you're showing them respect, referring to them as sir and ma'am, but you disparage people who look like you, saying that they're plebiscite babbling, saying all sorts of hateful things about them to and against them, then you're a coward. And you're definitely not pro-black, nor shall you ever be. If you have white people in your family that you love more so than you love people that look like you, then you are not pro-black. And in fact, you are a threat and a danger to our people. You need to pay very close attention to people who call other people agents without any validity, without any proof, facts, or receipts, without any reason or basis for doing so. Because many an agent will always put it off on someone else and call other people agents. Okay? They'll call other people agents and they won't even have a shred of proof. Not a shred of proof, not one receipt. It'll just be because they simply said so. While other people are dropping and showing evidence, proof, and receipts on them as to why they should be suspected as at least being a government informant, but they'll try to project that onto other people. And also pay attention, because when people do certain things for entertainment, such as comedy, such as writing poetry and music, such as making videos and cartoons, you can tell the thought process of those people. You see, very often people speak their own truth when they write stories, when they write poetry, when they write music. When they make cartoons, they show their own truth of themselves and what and how they actually think. If people are making cartoons depicting people as agents, and the agent in the so-called cartoon looks like the same agent that supposedly showed up at their front door, that should let you know something. Maybe this person is the one that's the agent themselves. Maybe this person is merely projecting and trying to spin the narrative. The fact that someone does these type of things should be something that we all should be paying attention to. That's all I'm saying. Now, with that all being said, let me play this last video. Everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, thank you in advance. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. If you're mad, unsubscribe. No need to follow the queen, because I'm not here to make you mad. I'm here, as Dane Calloway would say, to make you think.
We are one people.
Caribbean Africans, my Australian Africans, my Asian Africans, my South Pacific Africans, we are one family. We are one family. We are one family. Don't let nobody come to you with no fake movement talking about they only for black folks and we was already here. Nigga, you was here, but you came from Africa. You was already here, but you came from Africa. Stop lying about the origin of our people. We not for no division. We not for no division. We one family. You understand? We rise together. We go down together. Africans for everybody. It's one race, one family, one people. It's no other way we gonna push this. We are a global family, brothers and sisters, period.
We are one people, nigga. We are one people.
Being Africans.
Okay, so I think you all heard that, and that's absolutely true. We are one people, okay? When they talk about the 12 tribes, they're not just talking about black people in America, all right? They're talking about black people globally, because let's not forget that many of our people were taken to Jamaica, taken to Trinidad, brought to America, aka Turtle Island. And so we are the same people. We may not think alike about the fact that we're the same people, some of us, and that's due to a system of wanted supremacy that exists globally. Okay, that is due to colonized minds. I played for you a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, a video of an African woman who said that when she first arrived in America, she did not feel any connection to African Americans. She said then she found out that the reason she didn't feel a connection to us at first was because of what she had been taught in Africa. How they had been taught to be against us, how they've been taught that we're lazy, how they've been shown things like Jerry Springer, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop. They're shown things like that, depicting us as ghetto, as a bunch of hood rats, as a bunch of violent people, a bunch of thugs. There is a Mexican man that I follow on TikTok. He said the same thing. He said that his grandmother in Mexico had never seen a black person, yet she would say, when she would watch the news, she would say, oh, those African Americans, those black people, they're always getting into trouble. He said that was because over in Mexico, they teach them and they show them depictions of black people being violent. They show them the same things that they show to black people in Africa or to the Africans. They depict black people as being ghetto and violence. They do this all over the globe. Okay, so when you want to get to the root cause of why some of our brothers and sisters from other countries don't care for us, it is always wanting supremacy. That is the reason and the cause. Let's not forget that they went over to Africa. The Belgian people, the Caucasian people of Belgium, went over to Africa, to Rwanda, and started division that led to genocide. By making generalizations, saying that the ones with lighter skin and smaller noses and lips were superior to those who had darker skin and different head sizes and broader noses. When we say things like, that person doesn't have an FBA hairline, so they don't look like a foundational Black American, that's the same divisive rhetoric that was taught by the Belgians to the Rwandans that led to a genocide. And if we want to not let history repeat itself, then we should not be doing things that the system of wanton supremacy has always pushed to keep us divided. With that all being said, also, let me say this in closing. There is a video short of Tariq Nasheed disparaging a 3-year-old child. okay, saying that someone went to Nigeria and came back and their child was musty and said, where is your baby daddy? Why is your child musty? I don't think that was funny at all. Why would you disparage a child, a 3-year-old? Why would you disparage Nigerians who look like us? And even if some Nigerians disparage us, do we have to stoop as low as to do the same thing? Because not all of them disparage us. Some of them want to unify with us collectively, and some of them work for, with, and in our best interest. Okay, that's what some of them do. It is some of our own people, as I said before, who are against us. The people that were against Malcolm, who infiltrated Fred Hampton, who infiltrated the Black Panther Party, were those people Black immigrants? Or were they, as some of you call them, foundational Black Americans? So you need to pay attention when people are spewing divisive rhetoric that matches the same divisive rhetoric spewed by the wanton supremacists. With that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. If you're upset with anything that I've said or continue to say, please unsubscribe. Don't come on here complaining, because I don't care about your complaints. They're quite frankly irrelevant. And if I see them, you will be blocked. That's just how it goes. Now, with that all being said, I'm only for those Black people globally who are for Black people globally. Those who are against it, I'm not for you, because you are clearly not for me. I want to thank you all again. Everyone, please remember that I'm going live on the spiritual channel today. Those of you who are members on the channel, I will send you the notification and time and all of that. Okay, so until next time, beloveds, I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another Black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is Black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a Black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my Black shoes by the Black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah. Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen. I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the